That's just the suburbs of Chumpville.
Let's get into the good. Let's get into the good stuff. Into the Fairway Drivers. My understable fairway slot is the Leopard 3. I, up until recently, was bagging a Halo Owen Scoggins Leopard 3, but I found that after I drowned that disc in the Genesee River, that this Glow Champ Leopard 3 is just a touch more overstable than that is. So I can still get this to carry right at the end of a flight if I need to, but it's also really trustworthy on a very straight shot. And much like the Hex and the Buzz OS kind of work as a pair, this works in a pair with my Star Eagle. So I have a hard time getting this pretty beefy Greg Barsby Star Eagle to carry truly straight for a good portion of its flight. So because that's a little tough, I like being able to trust my slightly overstable Leopard 3, but I can get a lot of fun shapes out of this disc. I have been throwing this in the woods mostly, and I've even been able to find a couple forehand shots where I can use that turnover that it's going to give me with a flat release forehand. I've been enjoying this, and it works kind of the next chain, the next link in the chain upwards. These fairway discs definitely work together. My next one is a Star T-Bird. So this is a Infinite Discs stamp with the owl on it there. Pop top feeling T-Birds, very domey. I find that I can get a lot of carry out of this on a hyzer and a lot of shape on it when it's flat. I need to use an eagle to carry moving right the whole time and finish straight, but if I want to carry right for most of the flight and then finish moving left, I'm gonna throw my T-Bird. So these fairway discs are what I lean on most when it comes to driving in wooded courses. Mid-ranges and fairways are about as fast as I want to go if I'm playing a really tightly wooded hole. My utility disc in the fairway slot is a Triple X. So this is an incredibly overstable disc. It's produced by Latitude 64, and it can handle just about any angle I put it on. It's a really trustworthy disc to always do its thing. Right hand, it's right hand backhand, it's going left. Right hand forehand, it's going right. Not debatable with this disc. So I can always count on it no matter what anhyzer angle I put on it to finish hyzer. Moving into the 9 speeds, I bag a Crystal Z Heat from the 2021 Ledgestone drop. A Heat is a disc I've been bagging for a while now, and I also bag the ESP version, and I love throwing hyzer flips with a Heat. It wants to go right so desperately. It's so understable. It's going to turn over no matter what angle you put it on, and you can sometimes just get it up to flat with the right speed control, or you can completely rip it over. You can throw this on hyzer and turn it into a roller if you really get on it. So I use this to carry right till the very end of the flight, or I'll use it if I need to throw a roller. I don't like relying on faster discs than a 9-speed for a roller most of the time because I can't throw rollers for distance, and if I throw it too much harder than I would throw a 9-speed, then it's going to completely turn over. So with a distance driver roller, you've got to throw it that hard, and I can get this down a little easier. Next in the 9-speed slot is my favorite disc right now on most long distance fairway shots is Star Valkyrie. I feel like I'd been looking for this disc for a long time when I finally got a flat Star Valk and threw it on a nice S line in an open field. These things are so much fun to throw. They can hold an anhyzer with good finish. They can hold a hyzer to pop up straight. I'm a hyzer flip thrower, and so I absolutely love throwing a Valkyrie. I made sure to get a good flat one. If it's a little too domey, then it's going to get a little more overstable for me. And I really like to throw this straighter on slightly turning lines. So I love the Star Valkyrie right now. Next, and matching with the Valkyrie, is my Star Thunderbird. This looks a lot like the Valkyrie, and it doesn't quite fly like it unless I throw them very hard. This is a overstable Thunderbird. It's got some nice dome to it, Star plastic, and so when I'm talking about throwing a turnover shot with the Valkyrie, if I do that same flat shot with the Thunderbird, I can get a similar effect, but I can certainly trust this on a lot more Anheuser. So if I need to get around a corner but still fight back to the left, then I'd certainly prefer to throw a Thunderbird rather than a Valkyrie. I'm going to get a little more glide out of this as well. A domier disc is going to get more glide than a flatter disc overall. And so I think that the Valkyrie and the Thunderbird make a great pair. And the best triplet to have with a Valkyrie and a Thunderbird, in my opinion, is a Firebird. I've got a sexy bird here in the bag right now. These 2021 versions are a little straighter than other versions, so I've been told. And this is the first Sexton I've been bagging, but I've been really liking it. I can trust it on all my forehand shots. Even when I give it a bit of Anheuser, it's going to fight out and carry straight before finally finishing right again. On to the distance drivers. The understable distance driver slot for me is a Enigma. So I have been consistently ribbed in the past because I bagged an Enigma that was too stable, and I didn't think that I have been consistently ribbed in the past because I had an Enigma in the bag for a long time that I thought was going to flip over every time I threw it, and it just never did. The reason I think for that is because I didn't know enough nuance about how the Enigma flies. When I throw these Enigmas in the neoplastic rather than the Evolution line. Oh yeah, that plastic. I found that it would stay straight and carry to the end and finish left on a 9.5 out of 10 power shot. But if I really get it up to 10 out of 10, then it's going to turn over and carry and do that flip that I want. With the Neo plastic, I find that it's much easier for me to get it to that point where it's going to carry right, and I can get this carrying right all the way to the end of the flight. So while I had my struggles with my last Enigma in the bag, I'm really excited to have this Enigma in the bag. It makes a great hyzer flip shot for distance. It makes a great high shot because its understability will carry it right. So I enjoy throwing this disc as long as there's not a stiff headwind. Next up is maybe my favorite distance driver of all time, the Dynamic Disc Raider. I have a Lucid understamped Raider here, and I really like this one. It's got a nice flat profile, and I can get a good turn out of this disc. This is your stock shape for a distance driver. It's that put it out flat, move right, but finish in about the same position. You can get a really straight trajectory out of it if you put a little bit of ante on it, but it's your stock disc in a reliable plastic. The Lucid is very trustworthy. I got a flat one so I can still get that turn out of it. When I'm throwing this hard, I find that the flat versus domey does make a big difference, but I don't need to have a domey distance driver to get the same kind of distance that I'm looking for. It'll make it a little glidier, maybe a bit farther, but trading that for the overstability doesn't work for me. So I've got this flat Lucid Raider. I'm looking forward to the Lucid Ice Wysocki Raiders coming out soon, and I'm definitely going to be trying one of those out. I might even end up with it in the bag pretty soon. But if it's anything like this, I'm going to be really happy with it, and I'm going to throw it on most of my long drives. When I need to trust a disc in a headwind and I want to go far, I reach for my Dynamic Disc Defender. This is a hand-me-down from a friend of mine, the man who taught me to play, and then another friend who ended up picking this up at a used shop. They didn't know each other, and I know both of them. It was the weirdest coincidence, but I have to put that kind of good luck, that kind of friendship in the bag. And this holds up to a stiff headwind, but if I want to work it over on Anheuser, I find that I can get a ton of carry out of this disc. It'll hold that Anheuser out to about 70% and still finish left. So when I want to work an Anheuser and I think a Raider might turn over too much and not finish, I'll pull my Defender out and I can really lean on it. When I need my most overstable disc in my bag and I can't throw my Triple X because it's too far, I'm going to the Discraft Force. This is an ESP Force, nice and domey feeling. I can trust this on forehand. It's incredibly beefy. I love the swirls. It works for me. This is a slot that I could kind of change out anytime. The most overstable slot is a pretty popular one at high speeds. This, could be a nuke. This could be an Enforcer. It could be an Invictus, I think. It could be a Corvette, maybe an Ape. There's a lot of really overstable discs in this slot, and I've tried a few of them. I had an Enforcer for a while that I really liked, and I decided to take off the E and the N and the R and just go with Force. I'm not happy with me either. That's what I've got in the bag. So if you see me around, feel free to ask me any questions about what I'm bagging, what I'm throwing, or why I'm throwing it. I don't mind answering questions. I think that's how we grow the sport, and we talk to people with open minds. So we just gotta.
What's up? It's Connor from Editing Day, stepping in to save Connor from shooting day, from whatever that mess was. I'm just here keeping the putt warm in the backyard. Woo! Just barely caught that one. And it occurred to me while I was editing, maybe people are thinking, why should I listen to this guy? I mean, he's what, 940, 950, maybe 960 on a good day rated player so far? That's just the suburbs of Chumpville. Well, you're right. I'm a chump most days, and so take what I say with a grain of salt. I love disc golf, I play a lot, but you probably disagree on what some discs do, and for you, you're probably right. Just get out on the course and enjoy your time out there. That's how you know you won the round. See you next time. Get out there and throw. See you next time. Go throw. What? Go gadget. What?